To regulate an IV infusing by gravity, you'll need to calculate the flow rate. Determine the drop factor of the infusion set you're using by checking the label on the packaging. This figure is expressed in drops per milliliter. A microdrip set infuses 60 drops per milliliter and is recommended for infusion rates of less than 100 milliliters per hour. A macro drip set generally infuses 10 to 15 drops per milliliter, depending on the manufacturer. It's used for infusion rates greater than 100 milliliters per hour. A two-step calculation is required to determine the gravity rate in drops per minute. First, calculate the hourly volume by dividing the total volume of the IV bag by the number of hours over which the fluid is to be infused, according to the orders. For example, the healthcare provider orders normal saline, 1,000 milliliters, to be infused over 8 hours times 3 liters total. To determine the number of milliliters per hour, divide 1,000, that is, the number of milliliters to be delivered during each 8-hour period, by 8, the duration of delivery for that amount of fluid. This calculation gives you a rate of 125 milliliters per hour. Once you know the hourly rate, you can calculate the drops per minute. Multiply the hourly volume by the drop factor of the infusion set and divide that number by 60, because there are 60 minutes in an hour. Drip rates are rounded up or down to the nearest whole number. For example, let's say you're using a microdrip infusion set to calculate the flow rate in drops per minute for an IV bag containing 1,000 milliliters of fluid. The fluid is to infuse at 50 milliliters per hour. To calculate drops per minute, multiply the hourly volume, 50 milliliters, by the drop factor of 60. Then divide the result, 3,000, by 60 minutes, and you get 50 drops per minute. Note that with microdrip tubing, the numerator, 60 drops per milliliter, over the denominator, 60 minutes, cancels out to 1. So the rate in drops per minute is always the same number as the hourly volume. To deliver fluids faster at a flow rate greater than 100 milliliters per hour, a macro drip infusion set is used. To figure out how many drops per minute to infuse, multiply milliliters per hour by the drop factor of the infusion set and divide by 60. For an infusion set with a delivery rate of 15 drops per milliliter that you'd like to deliver an infusion of 125 milliliters per hour, you'd multiply 125 by 15 drops per milliliter. The result is 1,875 drops per hour. Divide that by 60 minutes to come up with 31.25. Rounding down this figure, you'd infuse 31 drops per minute. To regulate the flow rate, divide the drip rate by 4 and count the drips for 15 seconds. Adjust the roller clamp as needed. When the rate appears to be accurate, count the drops in the drip chamber for 1 full minute using your wristwatch. Adjust the roller clamp again to increase or decrease the infusion rate if necessary. Caution the patient not to position herself in a way that could disrupt the flow rate, such as rolling over onto the tubing.